Hi, folks. I'm coming to you one last time from my little office here in Alexandria. And I just want to, as we wrap up our summer term together, I want to say thank you for sticking with it and for bearing with these rather difficult, trying circumstances that we've found ourselves in. I hope you still enjoyed this class. I hope you still got a lot out of this class. We've covered a ton of ground this term. We've taken time to think about the different ways that doctors and patients can interact with each other and should interact with each other, the kinds of principles that should govern that relationship between a doctor and a patient. We've taken time to look at a variety of ways that those interactions or those relationships between a doctor and a patient can be undermined or derailed. We've looked at a variety of social factors that can derail those relationships and developed some tools for analyzing and coming to better understand those social structures that play into that relationship. We've thought a lot about the four principles of bioethics and how they apply to particular cases or particular phenomenon that we encounter. We've thought about patient autonomy a great deal and come to see that autonomy is a really difficult subject, a really nuanced subject, or concept actually, right? That autonomy is not something that we can just lay out a strict definition of and say, well, that's just what autonomy is. It's just staying out of other people's ways, but rather that or everyone staying out of my way and allowing me to do what I want to do. Rather, we've come to see that autonomy requires particular capacities or abilities on behalf of the individual in order to make choices, well-informed choices for themselves that are really reflective of their true desires or their true values. And that's a really difficult thing to do, that sometimes it requires doctors or others to intervene to support an individual's autonomy, to take steps to ensure that an individual is thinking properly in general and thinking properly about the information that's available to them, thinking critically about the information that they're acting on and about what their values really are. All of this plays into autonomy. We've also thought about beneficence, the dictum to do some good for one's patients, to always be aiming to act in the patient's best interests, and non-maleficence, the dictum to do no harm to one's patients, to always always refrain from intentionally inflicting harm on one's patients. And we've thought quite a bit about justice in healthcare. We've thought about justice along gendered lines. We've thought about justice along racial lines. We've thought about justice along class lines. And we've thought about justice in terms of the distribution of scarce healthcare resources and the many ways it's implicated in healthcare decision making. And we've spent some time thinking about some particularly acute social issues today. We thought about the opioid epidemic and strategies for addressing that opioid epidemic. We've thought a bit about climate change and individual responsibility in responding to climate change. And we've thought about death, dying, and aging and how poorly our society addresses the needs of elderly patients and patients who are nearing the end of their life. I hope you found all of these discussions interesting and enlightening, but what I really hope you took away from this is that bioethics is a really lively, exciting, interesting discipline that is always growing and always reaching to address really pertinent social issues, and isn't just the study of what Hippocrates said, or what Aristotle or Kant, or Mill might have said about ethics. It's informed by this grand history and philosophy of thinking about ethical problems, but it really brings them to bear on particular social issues, particular cases that we face as medical practitioners. And it does so by continually developing a toolbox of concepts for analyzing cases that present to us, and for thinking critically about how to better serve patients. How can our society, how can our healthcare system, how can individual doctors and nurses provide better care to their patients, more appropriate care to their patients that supports their autonomous decision-making, that treats them with beneficence and non-maleficence, and that more justly distributes the scarce healthcare resources that we have. So that's what I really hope you took away from the course. I want to say again, thank you for bearing with me as we found our way in this new online format. And take care of yourselves. Good luck with whatever other courses you're taking this summer, and good luck with whatever courses you're taking this fall, and wherever else you might be headed after you're done here at Mason. I wish you all well. Take care.